Hello, once again. Today we're gonna talk about heavy energy and light energy. We as human beings, we can often think that we cannot change. Our situation, our identity is kind of written in stone, right? You cannot change. And we keep living from the past, what we have done in the past. We identify with our past. You know, and we care about what other people, how other people view us. This means that we actually have shackles on ourselves. We are not really free, and this causes people to have really heavy energy. Heavy energy is like negative energy. It's you care about what other people think about you, so you're always like on edge of kind of like putting on a mask so you seem normal. And you are scared of being your like showing yourself, and just being alive and free. You are basically afraid of happiness for yourself. You keep living in the past, looking at what you've done, you keep identifying yourself with the past, and you, as I said, care about how other people see you. So you have shackles on yourself. And this causes people to say, oh, it's all right. My life is okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's how it is. I had a tough childhood. I had a tough years in school. It is how it is. It turned out okay. It's never like they're really happy about their life. And the reason for that is they identify with the past. They identify, for example, that people were mean to them in school. They identify with, maybe they wasn't really interested in school, they failed in school. They identify themselves with that. They identify that they never really had a good connection with their parents. They identify with that. So naturally, the result of that then will be like they think life is okay. It's just average. It's just fine, It's fine. But really deep inside, they are under that answer. There's really a lot of aggression, bitterness, anger, sadness, anxiety, stress. So what I'm talking about, and this is heavy energy. This is all heavy energy. You really don't believe you can get like a new burst, a new, a new way to just like be in the world, in life, a new way to feel physiologically and mentally, like just like that's the easiest maybe way to look at it. What I'm talking about right now is to think about people that like get that kind of salvation in form of like, you know uh when they find Jesus, for example, they feel a whole different physiological sensation inside of them, and their mind becomes like clear and often like blank, and they just feel that whole lightness, energy inside of them. They are not bitter about people anymore, people in the past, angry about them, wanting to seek revenge and all of that, because basically what they have been experiencing now is a new birth. It's a new birth. They're not like in a victim state anymore, where they're saying like, oh, my life is just okay, my life is just average, my life is just, you know, it is what it is kind of thing, you know. It's not like that anymore. And I was thinking about something today when I was walking outside, and I was like, okay, I can just be a whole different person. I can just say no to everything that have happened. I haven't met those people. I've never talked to them. I don't know who they are. You know, if I see them in the store, I'm currently in a small town where I grew up, you know. I'm and I was thinking like, oh, if I see people I went to school with and stuff, I would just like have in my head like, no, I don't know these people. I don't know them. I never talked to them. I don't know who they are, you know, and have that kind of attitude. And I felt like, that's interesting. That's like a whole new, that's a new birth kind of way. And after some steps on my way, I realized that also that is heavy energy. Because then I will always be like kind of on the lookout, or like I will always like have that kind of focus. If I'm going to the grocery store, for example, I will always kind of focus on, oh, if I meet someone I have gone to school with in the past, then I will like, then I will have to put on that front of like, I don't know these people. I never met them. I never talked to them. And that is like heavy to go around and live like that, you know, or walking on the street, you know, in the small town. Like I have to put my focus there. Like, oh, if I meet someone I went to school with, I have to like, you know, be in that go into that state of, oh, I don't know them, I never talked to them, you know. I'm like a new a newborn, you know. I'm a new human being. I'm a different human being. And I choose that. I choose not to follow my programming anymore of me having guilt and shame and feeling small and all of those kind of things that I wanted to fix. Because that's the thing. And I'm just going on with this video, and yeah, we will have a solution on this, because I was always thinking like, if you go on with like your programming, for example, that you always had to be nice because otherwise, and do what you're told, because otherwise you wouldn't kind of survive in a way in your family system or in, you know, and stuff. And that's like coping with life. And many adults, they experience this and take it with them into adult life, the coping mechanisms they did in childhood and youth, like being a nice guy or a nice girl, like nice guy, nice girl, having like really feeling of guilt if you rest, for example. That's also coping mechanism, like that guilt you feel and you have to do something. That's a coping mechanism. And yeah, just basically wanting everybody to like you is a coping mechanism. And as you hear when I talk about this, you can really think that most people are like that. Most people don't wake up to the fact that they can actually let go of their coping mechanisms. Because if you, for example, you are like, you have like this kind of view on yourself that you are shy, right? Let's say that you're like a shy person. That is something you kind of identify yourself as. The problem with that, and you want to get like kind of rid of that, and you start to kind of expose yourself. For example, you can say like, go and have a concert or like play music on the street. Like that's really challenging that kind of idea that you're shy, right? The problem with that though is that you still identify as a shy person. What if you just dropped all of that? That you are a identify as a shy person. What if you just drop that? And that's what I'm talking about when we talk about like having a new birth of a new human being, letting go of the past, not identifying with the past. Because that's what I think is the main cause for depression, is that people don't really like who they are right now. You know, they don't really like that they have all of this guilt, shame, and, you know, all of these coping mechanisms still inside of them, still being like that kind of nice guy or nice girl, and having all of those coping mechanisms, and then they fall into depression. And all of it is that you identify with the past. You still identify, and you want to fix it, but you don't know how. You want to heal it, but you don't know how. But let me tell you something. It is not the best way to do it, to expose yourself um, if you take this shy example, if you expose yourself, go outside and play music on the street, to like, oh, I'm just gonna beat my shyness. But what if you just drop being shy? You drop that identification, that idea, and idea, identification, you know, you just drop that. You see? And that's the beautiful thing about living in the world as a human being. You have the superpower of being whoever you want to be. And people will follow. Things will follow. So I was thinking like that when I was thinking about like, oh, if I meet someone I went to school with, I can just program myself in a way that I've never seen this person before. I never talked to them. I don't know who they are. Just program myself like that. Having a new birth. And as I found that, because then I'm not like trying to heal my kind of weird feeling of meeting some people I met and had something to do with in the past. I'm like, I don't need to heal that. I just completely let go of it, you know. I don't know them, you know. I don't know. I've never seen them before. I never talked to them. Like, and that kind of gives me that like powerful feeling. The thing I realized later though, on my trip, on my walk today, is that that is also heavy energy. You want to be light inside of you. And how to explain, or how to like, it's like when you are light, you don't identify identify I identify with the past at all. You don't hold grudges. You don't put on a mask, a front. You just like, you're just a light being in the world. It's so beautiful. And I experienced when I went grocery shopping after my walk, like I just thought about like, now I'm light, I'm light, I'm light, I'm a light being, I'm a light. And it works. You don't want to live your life in a heavy energy like most people do. They live as though they are being watched and they need to protect themselves. They need to be like they were yesterday and last year and 10 years ago, and kind of keep that up. And that's heavy energy. You don't want to be with people with heavy energy, or like, because then you get like kind of, you get confused, because they are always in the head, right? They're always in the head. They are seeking validation. They need validation from other people, and they are seeing the past like some identification of who they are. But this is just an illusion, because the past is no longer. It's not the It's not what's happening right now. So this video is for all people that feel depressed, bitter, angry, a lot of guilt and shame, and unable to move forward. You have the capacity to drop everything of coping mechanisms, to drop everything. When you do that, you are light, you're light energy. And it's so beautiful. It's so, you can go, if you have the same thing as me, you can go grocery shopping in your small town without any problem because you're completely light. You are like just satisfied with the existence. It's beautiful. It's really amazing. Because programmed people are not happy people. Programmed people will program you. You know? So you have to let go of that programming. Let it go. Let go of those coping mechanisms, such as being a nice guy or nice girl, having like feeling like you don't deserve love, you're not enough, you're a bad person, you need to hide yourself, you need to worry about if other people are gonna see you and what they're gonna think about that. And you can let all of it go. You don't need to heal it. You don't need to fix like those feelings inside of you. You can just let it go. You can let those coping mechanisms go. You can let those feelings go. You can just enter that lightness. Right.